Pick your battles. Pick your battles. You're only human. You can't do everything at once. Are you thinking you're superhuman? Did you take my posture video a little too seriously? Today we are talking about our energy and how to use it appropriately to get to where we're going. I want to challenge you up front on this video that if you have 5 things going on, let's talk about the 5 pillars. If all 5 pillars, your finances, your career, your health, your significant other, your friends and family, if all 5 are wobbling and you're directing your energy into all 5 at once, question for you: do you think that you will fix any of them quickly or correctly? If you are given a project and then you get 4 other projects, do you think you will do any of those well if you have your energy going in 5 different directions? No. Where your focus is, where your focus goes, energy flows. It flows into that problem. It flows into that challenge that you are facing. Another thing, sometimes we do 50-50, a 50-50 split, right? Because life is difficult. It's not always easy. You can't always focus on that one thing because you've got the 3 other things that are falling apart. I understand. And there are some times where you just need to pat down those pillars just enough that they stay stable so that you can take your energy, refocus it, get the one pillar set. When you get that one pillar set, when it's good, when it's healthy, then you can move on to the next one. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about these 5 pillars of life and energy. Let's just say your health, right? Because without your health, everything falls apart. Like, it is the core pillar in which everything rests upon. It's the middle one. It's the one that needs your focus, because without it, if you're sick, if you get a disease, you're crawling through the floor, or you're on the floor just trying to crawl forward in life. Like, it can really knock the wind out of you. So you get the health pillar taken care of. And now that the health pillar is good, that amount of energy, when you first go to fix it, it's a massive amount of energy, right? You've got a lot to fix and a lot to change. But once it's healthy, once you have all the habits in place to support this pillar, it's not going to take as much energy. Well, if it's not going to take as much energy, now you can move that energy to the next pillar. You can move it to your finances. Getting your finances in order so that you have a rainy day fund and you got some money in the bank, because that financial crisis or that medical crisis is going to hit in the next 5 to 7 years. You're going to get hit with something. It's just going to happen. So you get the finances in order, and that takes a massive effort because you've never done it before, or you didn't do it right the first time. So now you have to relearn everything and how to get your finances in order. Okay, now your finances are in order. Let's go to the intimate relationship. Haven't been talking to your spouse correctly. You break some patterns, be like, hey, I don't like the way I've been talking to you. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm working on myself. You know, how would you like me to communicate better on X, Y, and Z? Because I know that's been irritating you lately. Whatever it is, you put some energy into your intimate relationship. That one gets fixed. And as you go through these pillars one by one, each one is not taking as much energy. So here's the thing. When I first started this video, I said that you are not superhuman, that you can't do it all at once. And you can't. But as you go through the pillars and as you get them strong, as you get them steady, as they're taking less energy so that they're not wobbling back and forth, they're up straight and upright, then you can start looking at all 5 of them at the same time. Now, that being said, there's always going to be at least one pillar. At least one pillar. Life is always going to be a challenge. There's going to be one pillar. Even if all the rest are stable, that one pillar is going to be driving you just a little bit crazy because it just won't set straight. Just won't set straight. So if you have the other 4 taken care of, you can focus on that one pillar that drives you crazy and you can fix it. You can put your energy behind it. How do you fix a pillar? You strategize. You get the best research. You listen to the best people that have been there, that have done it. One thing I have not mentioned yet on this channel, and one thing that is super important, not that all of it's important to some degree, but this is kind of my saying. I needed to learn how to learn. In this new informational age, with there's so much AI and there's so much information coming at you, you need to know what's good information and what's bad information, what's going to work for you and what's not going to work for you. So I learned how to learn. And when you go to fix these pillars, make sure you're getting the right information. Okay, I'm not a fitness guru, I'm not a bodybuilder. I can tell you how to get started. I can tell you how to go starting down that path. But if you want to go and, if you want to do that Mr. Olympic show with the bodybuilding, I'm not your girl. But I bet you that if you did some research, you can find somebody who is your person, who you relate to, who you like, who's been there and done it and maybe has some world champions under their belt. Learning how to learn is important, especially when it comes to the pillars of life, or just your life in general. Be careful where you're picking up your information, because we are now in this information age where there is a lot of it. And as you strategize, you can storm the field, you can achieve your goal, you can make that pillar rock solid, and then you can move on to the next battle. And here's the beautiful thing. As you fight these battles, if you would like to equivalent it that way, as you fight these battles, each one gives you a little more confidence. Each one sets a pattern on how to overcome that challenge of fixing that pillar that you think right now is absolutely impossible. Marie, I can't get my health under control. Marie, my finances, they're so bad. They're so bad. You have no idea. One step at a time. That's all we can do in this life. Left foot, right foot, one step at a time. Face the dragon. Okay? Here's the thing about dragons, especially when it comes to these pillars. You want to face the dragon when it's little. You want to face a little itty bitty little dragon. You don't want to face a dragon that's fire blowing and has, these enormous teeth in their mouth. Don't let your fear stop you from tackling these problems while they're small, while they don't take as much energy. And so if you're facing a dragon, you need a sword and a shield to go fight that thing. The amount of energy that is going to take is massive. Let me tell you, it takes a massive amount of energy to turn things around. Because once it starts going in the wrong direction, then it starts snowballing. Have you heard the saying, when it rains, it pours? And usually it's said in a negative tone. Like, I've had 3 horrible things happen and they've all happened in like the last month, Marie. Here's the thing. It also works in the other direction. Remember how we're talking about those neural pathways, how it goes both ways? That's the thing about life. If you focus on the negative, you're going to see the negative. But if you focus on the positive, you can actually have a positive life. So if you focus on getting that dragon tamed now, if you start rolling the stone the other direction, it will start balancing out. You can get some momentum in the right direction. When it rains, it pours. That also happens in good things. Your business starts taking off and it just compounds and compounds and compounds. And you just start getting more and more people, more and more wealth, more and more you get. When it rains, it pours. That being said, too, we want to make sure that we're giving each pillar its due time. So when you are taking your energy and you're putting your main energy behind one pillar, do that one thing and do it really well. So whatever it is in that pillar that is driving you crazy, that deep down you need to change, focus on that one thing. Get it done, get it under control, and then you can move on to the next. By fighting each battle, one battle at a time, you are not overwhelmed by the war that you are fighting, that we're all fighting, to have a life full of purpose, to be filled with joy and contentment, to make a difference, and to leave this world just a little bit better than when we found it. But you got to get some energy first. And in order to get some energy, you got to fix the pillars. Hopefully, I'm praying for you that it's only 1 or 2. that maybe there's only one or two things that have been kind of spiraling out of control because the pillars are really like juggling balls. You take your eye on one and then the next one's coming around the corner and, then you got to refocus. We're constantly refocusing. And that's where this strategy of picking your battles will also help you on refocusing, knowing when to refocus, knowing when that pillar is strong enough. Set a goal for yourself that when I achieve this, then I can refocus on that. A quick personal experience that I'm going through is I had to completely immerse myself into the YouTube thing to try to give you guys the best content that I can with the equipment that I have. However, as much as I enjoy these videos, and honestly, I'm kind of thinking it as like almost like a journal. It's almost like a live journal of like where I've been and what I'm doing to try and help other people. But it is taking away from my agency. But I needed to put in that massive amount of effort so that I can learn how to put in the subscribe button in the corner, how I can do the end clicks at the end of the video, how to do a description correctly, how to do hashtags and tags and timestamps. Like, it has taken quite a bit of effort to get all this figured out. But now that I have it figured out, now that that pillar is stable for me, now I can refocus on my agency and getting that off the ground. Because while I love doing these videos and I love sharing all my knowledge, I even surprise myself at how much I've actually really consumed, and I really enjoy simplifying it down. I love using my brain that way for you guys, but it's not going to pay the bills. It's not going to get me where I want to go. Now, I'm hoping that in 3 or 4 years, I can smile and laugh as this thing hits like 1 million views or something. Only you guys can make that happen. And on that note, I am going to ask if you could please click on that button below and hit subscribe. And if you can smash on that like button so that we can get this message out to more people, so that I can help more people and you can help me too. We're going to do this together. We're going to do it by picking one battle at a time.